Ooh, we updated it.
Oh wow, yeah. Ooh. Oh, is that just the glitch?
Just highlighted it.
Right. Oh wait.
Well, you're going to start seeing loads of adverts for gym stuff again now with searching for those jacks. That's quick. Here you go.
Afternoon, folks. So, do you want me to use almond milk in your version, or your normal full-fat milk?
No, use almond milk.
Right,
You've got tons of it to use up.
Yeah, that's fine. So then there's two dishes. So, hello, folks. Hi, Diane. Hi, Kathy. Afternoon, Emily. I'm going to make. We put this down as the salmon and broccoli bake, but because Louis is not a massive fan of salmon, I said, "Oh, I'll do a whitefish version as well." So then Ella went, "Okay, I'll have that with Louis." So I'm going to be having probably both of these portions.
I was going to say, let's face it, that's one portion.
Yeah, it's one portion for me. Yeah, I mean, it does work out okay. So I mean, this is a 260-gram packet of salmon, which I'll cook off. Recipe is 300 mils of milk, 200 grams of broccoli, bit of mascarpone, bit of grated mozzarella. It's a really, really simple, straightforward recipe. Starts in the pan and then pop it in the oven. And I was thinking I might use the oven because we're going to have too big a tray, so I might as well use that. Or too big a bowl. Yeah, so.
So it's supposed to be fair. It's only in there to brown the cheese, isn't
yes,
it?
Yeah. So let's see if we can remember how to use it. No.
Second down first.
Yes, it's that one, isn't it? Temperature. There. Right. Okay. Anytime, Diane.
People are going to be joining, going, "Hang on, using an oven."
Yeah, we're using a real oven, a proper plugged-in version. So hopefully it'll get to temperature anyway. I do have to work out what we're going to put these in. We need little square dishes, or
we have little square dishes.
Not the individual. I want to do two portions at a time. So, I suppose no, that's what I can use. I'll use one in there. And I'll do one in there. I thought you were... Oh, right, okay. That'll do. Right, so there's my two. Hi, Lynn. There's my two tubs. So 300 mils of milk. I mean, again, it's sort of starts to the cooking process in the pan first. There you go, 300. Right, get that boiling. Broccoli's going to go in first. So, sauce in a small saucepan. Heat the milk. Add. Oh yeah, bring it to the boil or bubbling, and then we're going to add the broccoli and let it simmer for a few minutes. Now, I'm basically going to use a full head of broccoli, split it into two for the two dishes. It's just over 400 grams, which is perfect because we want 200 per dish. Each dish is approximately 2 portions, although, as we said, I'll be eating probably one of them. Well, what's the macros on this? 4.6 grams of carbs per portion. So it's actually going to be under 10 grams of carbs, even me eating a double portion. So you want the broccoli in smaller pieces. Oh, I suppose you can have it however you want, but to bake it and to make it look nice, you don't want just a huge lump of broccoli sitting in the pan. So you do want sort of slightly smaller chunks. Come on, we went to Morrison's yesterday, raised a piece of game, made 4 scratchings. I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I haven't made them for a few weeks. I go through phases with pork scratchings. I'll have them, I'll buy them, and I'll make a batch. I'll eat them over a week, 10 days, and then I won't have them again for a month or so. Afternoon, Karen. Right, so tea of the day. This is the really odd one of the bunch that I get from Imperial Teas. I've not had it for ages. Just gonna. So this tea is called Imperial Gold Pu'er. It's a fermented dark tea. Not one you add milk to. Well, certainly I don't. I think it's not recommended that you add milk to it. Where's his guide? It does say so. Oh, it's that red writing on black. I can't read it.
What am I looking for?
Where it says whether it's with milk or not.
No.
No, didn't think so. It's an unusual flavour, but it's very nice. It's not PG tips. Right, milk is bubbling. Broccoli. Hi again. How you doing? So broccoli in, and we're gonna. So this is going to be the salmon version, which I'm just going to stick to the recipe, which is just using. I've got some dried dill. I didn't pick up any fresh herbs. The whitefish version of this, I'm going to use the turmeric blend, which right now isn't on the website. We just had a bit of a change around, ready for Kestable, but we can sort it out if anybody wants to get some. So it's a perfect blend of turmeric, garlic powder, onion powder, coriander questions. There's nothing wrong or right with them. Those sort of noodles. It's all down to taste. Personally, I would prefer something to have a nice taste to it, whereas the noodles, they have no taste, or they have a slightly fishy taste, and certainly a fishy smell. There's nothing in them. They're effectively 0.1 grams of carbs per 100, but that also means there's no nutrition in them. And I'm never a fan of eating something that has nothing in it. I'd rather eat. I don't eat a huge amount of food, so if I'm going to eat, I'm going to eat something that's going to give me something. I don't need the bulk. I get the reason why people might use them at the beginning, because we're still looking at eating lots of food, lots of bulk. That's all they are. They're not nutrition. They're nothing. They're empty. They're not even any calories. I mean, there's just nothing to them. So there's no good, there's no bad. They just exist. And if you need to use them to help you stay away from normal noodles, fine. But I'm more than happy making things like courgette to go with a dish. You know, if I'm going to do a stir fry, I'll make that, or cauliflower rice. Or mostly we just fry cabbage in place of what did we do the cabbage with? Oh, the
Right, instead of rice.
No, the lamb keema, yeah. So we did fried cabbage with lamb keema, you know, rather than think about using, because they do a rice version as well. So rather than using those rice versions, I'd rather have fried cabbage. At least the cabbage is got something in it nutritionally. So There we go. Let's get a spatula or something. What I should have been doing, afternoon Kath, what I should have been doing whilst this was slowly bubbling away. I'm just going to leave it for another couple of minutes. We just want to soften them up. Don't have it boiling too much. Don't want to boil the milk away. Where's the other board? All right. I'll use this for the fish. So, 2 portions of salmon, or 2 fillets of salmon, about 260 grams of salmon. Now, we talk about this as a real source protein, so untouched, not been tampered with by anybody. It's got no additives. It's got no preserving agents, nothing added to it. But it's not 100% protein. Salmon, this piece of salmon, let me just drain that out. Lots of dribbles. Happily, they've stuck the thing over the top. 25 grams of protein per 100 grams, which means this piece at 130 grams is the equivalent of what, just over 30 grams of protein. So when you're thinking about where do you get your protein from, that's about 30 grams, which for most people is a third maybe of your protein a day. Some people it might be closer to half. For me, 1 piece, if I'm aiming at around about 140 grams of protein a day, then 2 of these, 60 grams. That's, so it's a good way towards achieving my protein amount. Now, I've taken the skin off just purely because I'm poaching this rather than frying it. I might fry the skin off and have that separately, or I might treat the dogs to it later. So we're going to put the salmon in as well, into the milk. This is why you don't want the milk to be boiling so it boils away. You want enough liquid in here so you can actually cook the salmon as well. Taking the skins off, fairly straightforward. It doesn't even need to be a sharp knife. Just get your knife under the main part of the fillet. The skin's quite tough, so you won't cut through it if you're gentle. And just run the knife along under the skin, under the fillet. Yeah, the skin just comes off. You can, Diane, yeah, go and cook dinner. You can obviously get salmon that's skinned already if you want, but it just takes a couple of seconds. Right, there we go. So that's the salmon in. Just get it in the milk so it can start to cook. And we're going to stick a lid on that for a minute just to prevent it from drying out. Right. Yeah, if you don't like the skin, don't eat it. I mean, I wouldn't eat it in here. Not a fan of it that way. Pan fried when it goes crispy, 100%, absolutely. But I say I might just treat the dogs to it. They love a bit of salmon. So yeah. All right. So I'll just get this one moving a little bit quicker now. All that I've got to add to this now is some mascarpone. So I'm missing the beginning. Is that, yeah, I've used almond milk in here. If you want to use normal milk, use normal milk. It will increase the carb value. Obviously, I've used 300 mils, 2 portions. You're adding an extra 6 grams of carbs per portion, so it'd make it from 5 to 11. If that works for you, that's fine. We just use the almond milk. Yes, it will work with frozen salmon as well. Just let the salmon defrost or just chop it while it's frozen. If it's skinned already, straight in. You can cook it from frozen as well. So don't think you have to defrost it. If you can actually break it into pieces or cut it into pieces whilst it's still frozen. In fact, the whitefish, it is still semi-frozen. You know, I've only had it out for a couple of hours. So yeah, just cook it from frozen, no problem at all. This is going through 2 cooking processes. So one here, and then it's going to go in the oven to brown off. So it's going to be fully cooked. You're not worried. You don't have to worry about, is it going to be cooked enough? See, already the salmon has turned very pink, that pale pink. So it's done enough in here. I don't need to do any more than that. I don't want to overdo it. Yes, it's got liquid in there, so it's not going to dry out, but I don't need to overdo it. Right, so we want about 60 grams of mascarpone. There you go. So a good dollop of mascarpone. That's just short of 60 grams. Get that in. Just give it a bit of help to start to combine in with the milk. It will sort of turn the milk a little bit creamier. This isn't a thick sauce. It's not like a stodgy white sauce. It is creamy. Obviously, it's going to evaporate a little bit more when we cook it in the oven as well. So you don't need to work too hard to get the mascarpone mixed in, but it has definitely turned the sauce into a slightly thicker, creamier sauce. Don't overdo it with the mixing. You want the, well, I want the salmon in chunks like that. Yeah, so you want nice chunks of salmon. Right, that's done. That's the first one done. I'm gonna, in its container, top it with cheese. What seasoning? So I've only used dill in this one. I mean, you can use other herbs if you want, but I've kept this quite plain. Salmon, I don't tend to add a huge amount of seasoning to salmon. Yes, I will salt it afterwards, but I don't tend to use much in the way of other seasonings. If you want to add a bit of garlic powder, onion powder, whatever seasonings you want it light. You don't want to overpower the salmon. Right, there you go. There's dish number 1. So that's the, oh, the light's not wrong. So that's the salmon and broccoli bake. So that's in the oven. Right. So then let's crack on with the next one. I need a pot. So this one is going to be the whitefish version, and I am going to use a blend. So this one's got much more in the way of seasonings in it. Right, so 300 mils of milk in the oven. I've got it about, I just turned it on.
Even though it has a temperature gauge now. Coco, away.
It's only going to take about sort of 10-15 minutes in the oven, because all we're doing now is we're browning it off. That's all we're doing. Everything else is cooked. It's just browning it off. So what does it say on the 180 on the oven, and it will only take 10 to 15 minutes. There you go. This is almost as if I did write the recipe, but it was a long time ago. Right, Coco, away. All right. What are you laughing at?
Oh, dramatic sigh.
Oh, right, yeah, sighing. Okay, so start again. Broccoli. It's small chunks. Perfect dishes, both of these, to be cooked and then frozen. So as much as this is a 2 portion, you could make it much bigger, you know, and freeze them down into individual portions. Perfect ready meal. Okay, where's this? The spicy. So I'm going to add the spice mix to the milk first. Hi, Susan. So this has got a mix of turmeric, garlic powder, onion powder, coriander, dried coriander, and I think there was one other, onion, dried coriander. Oh, and just salt, a bit of salt.
You just see the colour change.
Yeah, so I've done that so you can see the colour change. So there was about a teaspoon there. Hi, Shay. So you can sort of see. We definitely need to bring that camera higher.
Oh, we need a rail.
Right, so it's now turned a golden milky colour. Okay, so that's what I want before I start. Oh my life, fellas.
We could, you know.
Do what? You want a camera rail above us?
Imagine a rail going along there. You could do it.
Right. It's almost like turmeric tea. I'm going to have a little taste.
And then all you need is like an arm.
Yeah.
Or
really
even,
good.
Or even a bit.
It's really good. Just as it needs more salt, definitely, because it hasn't got enough of that in there. But it's got a nice a blend of curry and turmeric. So nice. Right, broccoli in. Fabulous. Well done, Susan. It's a great dish, isn't it? I mean, it's such a simple dish to. Oh, let's face it. I can't do complicated. It has to be simple, otherwise it just doesn't occur. The most complicated thing that I do is talk whilst cooking. So the cooking has to be sort of fairly straightforward. Right. Broccoli's in. Let that get back to temperature. I've got a tray of haddock here, haddock fillets. This is about 400 grams. So it's quite a big. I think actually that is the drain weight, about 400 grams. So I'll tell you what, I might not use all of it. I might save a piece for breakfast tomorrow. Let me weigh some of this out. So again, this is just over 20 grams of protein per 100 grams of raw fish. So still got a little bit of liquid in it, a little bit of water in it from being frozen. So I'm going to go over the 300. In fact, it must be. Oh no, it is a 400 drain weight. So that's 325. Just over 300 grams, 150 grams per portion, 30 grams of protein. Sounds about right to me. Again, it's essential that we concentrate on the protein and we get enough of that in. No different, cut it into chunks. This has already been skinned, so it's much easier to deal with. It's 70% defrosted, still icy in the middle, but that's fine. It can go straight in. No, absolutely no problems. It can go straight in. Afternoon, Joanne. What was I guess we can mix salmon. Oh God, absolutely, yes. Mix the salmon. Yeah. I'm only doing them separately because Louis doesn't like salmon. That's it. You can get the mixed bags. Yeah, get the mixed fish bags, which is salmon, smoked haddock, and cod or haddock fillets. Absolutely. Yeah,
I've also done this with trout before. Once it works the same.
The pink trout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yes, I have. Morrison's often do the big pink trout, the river trout. No, the sea trout. Beg your pardon. And that was beautiful. That was absolutely gorgeous. Again, keep it into little chunks because especially the whitefish, it will tend to break down quite easily. Right, there we go. So it does look great when you get a little bit of turmeric inside the dish, but it just changes the whole colour, obviously. I'm going to give it a little bit more salt. The kids will add more salt to theirs when they're eating it. Right, stick the lid on, leave it alone for a few minutes. So I'm saving these little bits. I've got a little pot in the fridge. These will make into, well, actually Ella will often make these into, sort of chop them into a stir fry, or it'll be made into broccoli rice at some point. It'll last a few days. What mix have you just put in the dish? I think you might be talking about that one. So it's the turmeric blend. It's not on the website at the minute. We have to do a little bit of a change around for ready for festival, and it's because we've got the new blends. But if anybody wants it, give me a shout, because we do still have some available. We'll have a little play with the website over the weekend. Maybe get it back up there. I don't need that. I can do a bit of tidying up while I'm, because cooking's done. Well, that's 2 dishes in half an hour. Just got to wait for that to be ready to go into the oven. The difference between my tidy as we go along and Michelle's tidy as we go along is that I don't just pile everything up in the sink and expect somebody else to deal with it.
Cling film on.
With cling film on. I mean, it's no wonder she's got that separate room at home where she sort of does all of the cooking, because
she just chucks it in a bucket there.
Yeah. Yes, Joanne. Yeah, you might want to.
That's the question that I've highlighted.
Oh, go on. What was the question?
Oh,
sorry, I didn't see that question. Beg your pardon. Sorry. So tomato soup from OMG. Even I read it as oh my god, because I use fresh tomato. Yes, obviously you might want to sort of take the stalks out. If you, it depends whether you're going to blitz them, but yeah, absolutely. I did it last week with fresh tomatoes, and what I did was using the Ninja. I roasted them for a little while first, and then I made them into a soup. So yes. What brand of cream cheese? We often use the Sainsbury's one, because that is, it's Sainsbury's, isn't it?
Yeah,
the big
Sainsbury's
one.
is just milk.
The Sainsbury's version, it's a bigger packet, and we do go through quite a bit of the cream cheese, but there's nothing else in it. It's just.
Did you use cream cheese in that?
I haven't done anything yet.
All right, because that would obviously the mascarpone is Aldi, and the one that's in the fridge at the moment is Aldi, Aldi.
We haven't got any mascarpone.
No, cream cheese.
Cream cheese. Okay. So the only thing that's going in there now, bit of mascarpone into the dish, into the oven, dinner done. There you go. So again, it's going to turn this into a slightly creamier sauce. I'm just going to let this reduce a little bit more. Obviously, there was water in the fish, so it's made that a little bit thinner than the salmon version. just going to cook some of that away.
Yeah, naming it OMG was actually a great marketing thing because everyone sounds like they're so excited about the book.
Actually, I was going to say, Shay, the next batch of OMG came in this afternoon, so I'll get your extra one sent out to you. And actually, anyone else that has ordered in the last couple of days, we should have emailed you if your order's been dispatched. If you had other stuff, we've sent the other stuff because we weren't sure if we were getting the OMG this side of the weekend or it's going to be the other side of the weekend. So we've sent, let's say you ordered Mega, your Mega's been sent because I didn't want to hold that. The OMG will follow. So don't panic if, I'm in my normal shirt, aren't I? Yeah. If your OMG hasn't turned up with your order,
Okay.
it will be sent out. Oi! Coco obviously likes salmon. Right, okay, what are the blends that work? We were discussing this before we came on, Kathy, and I think this is the only one that will work, certainly with the white fish. I wouldn't put a blend with the salmon. You could use curry blend, but you're just making a salmon curry then.
And I didn't fancy a curry
Yeah,
blend.
so you could use a curry blend, but the only one that would work, and certainly with the white fish, in my eyes, is this one, the turmeric, because I was going to do garlic and herb, and then I realised I haven't got any herbs. So we then looked at what we got left, and I had some of the turmeric blend left. So, yeah, I think that would work best. Yes, but it will go solid because it's got quite a lot of liquid. So, yes, you'll be able to reheat it like anything, but it will take a little while. You're better with this because it's got a layer of liquid. You're better to let it defrost. You'll get lots of hot and cold spots with the liquid, so just better if you allowed it to defrost for a few hours first. What is this? Is just says Keto Fitness Club, so that's all it is. It's just there you go. There's a bigger version. You see that? Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Should have done that.
Right, there we go. So this. Because I've just let it sort of bubble away for a minute, it's gone a little bit thicker. So that's it. I'm done with this. The fish is absolutely 100% cooked.
Looks fine.
Yeah, it does look great. You could eat this straight away. You don't have to do the oven bit. This is just making it sort of, I don't know, look a little bit different with a bit of grated cheese on top. You don't have to put the grated cheese on top. I mean, the colour's not going to come through properly because that sunlight's catching it wrong. I'm trying to get... There you go. So it's got a nice deep golden colour. Little bit of mozzarella. Or whatever cheese that you prefer. We just add the mozzarella just for a bit of extra colour. Bit of extra crunch on the top. Not too much. There you go. Dinner. So I'll pop that in the oven as well. Well, that's soon got hot. Right, let me get the other one out, and then we'll go. Okay. So there's the sun. I'll let the sun look at it. The sun's come out at the wrong time. I'll let the camera readjust. It'll refocus when it's not looking at me. I need to hide.
Yeah, it's not working.
No, it's not working, is it?
I'll take a photo.
There you go. There you go. So it's just going golden on top now. It's just started to go golden on top. I'm going to give it another couple of minutes. Everything's cooked. You could eat that straight. I mean, I am going to eat it straight out of the pot. I'm not going to put it on a plate. But I'll give that another 10 minutes with the whitefish version. And you'll see pictures. Effectively, they're going to be about the same carb value-wise. Well, they will be the same carb value-wise what's on the recipe, which is just under 5 grams of carbs per portion. The protein and the fat will have changed because we've used different types of fish. So the where's the salmon one? Macros at the bottom, aren't they? Protein on the on the salmon version: 35 grams of protein, 36 grams of fat per portion. I'll be eating both portions, so that's 70 grams of protein, 70 grams of fat. The whitefish version will be lower in fat. Protein's going to be about the same, about just over 30 grams, but the fat will be a little bit lower. But again, that's not a problem. Right, thanks for joining us today. That was a nice, simple, quick. Again, this dish, make a batch of it. Get a big bag of fish. Get one of those mixed bags of fish. I think they're about 400 grams. You're going to get two good portions, maybe 3 slightly smaller portions. A head of broccoli, bit of milk and cream, or milk and mascarpone. You could use creme fraiche. You could use sour cream. You could use cream cheese. If you haven't got mascarpone, then don't stress. You can swap it out. Perfect dish to have ready in the freezer, ready for those quick dinners. Right, folks, I shall see you all later. Members, we've got no, is it 5 or 6 on a Thursday?
What? The 6.
6. Okay, so members, the K team, as they are now known, what are they cooking tonight? Do you know?
Not a clue, actually.
Not a clue.
I don't even know who's running it. Oh, no. Sweet salad. Out of the OMG cookbook, Gemma's running it. Okay, so Gemma, one of our associates, Gemma, she's running the K team cooking class. Sweet salad. Oh, it's one of her dishes, isn't it? Yeah, of course. So it's a potato salad option. And then we're back tonight with AOB. Yeah, in AOB we're talking about
insulin resistance. So again, members, come along, come and have a chat. Are we doing a Q&A this week, or is that next week?
No, that's next week.
Next week. Right, okay. That's me waffled off enough. See you all later, folks.